Hello and welcome to a fresh but sunny day. It could always be worse in terms of the weather, but thank you, and it's exciting that we can all get together to celebrate the amazing achievement of the students here with us today. Before I officially open the ceremony, I'd like to just acknowledge that we meet today on the land of the Kaurna people and that their cultural and spiritual connection to the land is as important today as it always was. We'd also pay our deep respects to the elders, both past, present and emerging, and we thank you for being able to meet on their land today. I'll just go into some housekeeping arrangements before we then get into the actual celebration of the students here. In the rare event that there's an evacuation, we have wardens and they'll direct us out in a safe and calm manner. The restrooms are just to the left here behind the marquee. There'll be a photo opportunity with every merit recipient taken professionally by our photographer here. In the front cover of your booklet, it gives you information as to how to access those photos. The whole ceremony is live streamed at the moment, but we'll also put the full content up on the website next week. There'll be opportunity after the ceremony to wander around the grounds. There's lots of great photo opportunities and explore. There's a great veggie patch behind us as well, so explore the grounds. It's such a special place. And just keep your phones on silent. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the highest achieving students of 2021, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the SACE Merit Ceremony. My name's Michaela Bensley. I'm the Interim Chief Executive of the SACE Board. I'd also like to acknowledge that we're enjoying the beautiful surrounds of Government House and thank Her Excellency, the Honourable Frances Adamson, for her generosity in allowing us to explore this space. We're very grateful to be able to celebrate the 31st Merit Ceremony here on the grounds of Government House. This year we're conducting 9 Merit Ceremony sessions across 2 days, recognising the success of 1,016 SACE students their hard work and persistence has reached the highest level of excellence in having achieved 1,282 merits across a huge range of our subjects. This is an extraordinary effort, particularly when you realise that this cohort have experienced their SACE entirely in the context of the pandemic. And this uncertainty that has brought from being really accustomed to face-to-face teaching to then having to pivot to online learning to then go with a hybrid and all of the complexity and uncertainty that's come with that. So not only have you been able to finish your SACE and achieve your subjects, but you've also been able to excel at the highest level in all of that complexity. So I really commend you for that. It's really inspiring. Obviously, your own success can't happen without the support of those around you, so I'd like to really recognise and thank the support of parents and teachers in your school to be able to support you in recognising your achievement and being able to support you to achieve the highest level of excellence within the SACE. I'd also just like to recognise that not only have you finished 13 years of schooling, but by completing the SACE, it's opened a whole range of doors for you and the possibilities around what you dream of doing into your future. I hope that you've been able to get a taste of what your future might look like throughout this year and all of the celebrations that might happen as a consequence of that. So I'd like you to really pause and reflect on your achievements. They're really massive in terms of not only having finished school, but also being able to achieve at the highest level that you have. And so I'd really like to congratulate you, and if you could all join me in congratulating the efforts of the young people sitting here. I'd like to welcome Aldo Longobardi to the stage. He's one of our education consultants, works really closely with teachers in schools. He'll welcome our guest presenter and help us support the certificate presentations. So thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Aldo Longobardi, Education Consultant in Arts and Pathways at the SACE Board of South Australia. I'm delighted to be here with you today to help celebrate the extraordinary achievements of our SACE merit recipients within the subjects of business, enterprise and technology. Every year we have a guest speaker, and in this morning's ceremony we will hear from local contemporary artist and proud Arabana and Kokatha woman Marley Isabel. And I personally am very excited that Marley's here. If you spend a couple of moments in her presence, you will see that she radiates positivity, light, colour and energy. and that is what you'll see through her artwork. She creates contemporary dot paintings using all colours of the rainbow to spread her message of positivity and equality. By combining her passions for education and painting, Marley hopes to achieve a greater understanding of culture and equity through her rainbow artworks, which embed the understanding that we're all human and deserve to be treated with equal respect and kindness. Marley was recently highly commended in the 2021 Our Mob Trevor Nichols Art Prize and was also recently announced as the Adelaide Fringe's first Aboriginal poster artist for 2022. The first Aboriginal poster artist for the Adelaide Fringe in its 62-year history. And you might have seen the Adelaide Fringe bus going through the city with bright, bold, rainbow-coloured dot paintings all over it. So that was her artwork on a massive scale. So it's my great pleasure to introduce Marley Isabel to come and speak to you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. This is so cool. Well done, everybody. This is so exciting. Congratulations. You've made it here. You've finished high school. And with that, you've got a merit that is absolutely insane. You should all be so proud of yourselves. I think when I got asked to come here, I was thinking about what I could say. And I thought, there's so many kids all over the world that do not get a chance at education. And so many people, and they never, ever go to school or anything. And you've gone to school and you've absolutely killed it. You've done it to the best of your abilities and you've got the best outcome ever. So you should all be so proud of yourselves for being sorry, my hair keeps falling off. For being having so much strength, resilience, power. It's not easy doing all this, and especially in times of COVID, I couldn't even imagine what that was like. But you've all got merits, how sick. I'm so proud of you all, and thank you to all the parents for being here today. And with all of that, you finished high school, you're about to enter a really important part of your life. I feel like this is when you can actually start living for you and doing what you want to do. So good luck, and I wish you all the best in your future endeavours. Thank you so much for having me, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, Marley. And Marley's going to assist us today in handing out certificates to each of our Merit Scholars. So we'll now invite our Merit Scholars to the stage to receive their award from Marley. And as I read out the names, I ask that you please reserve your applause until all students have been introduced. So Merit recipients for Business Innovation, Vasily Andriushkin. Sahara Angove. Ethan Bayliss. Tyler Bird. Merit recipients for Digital Communication Solutions, Ryan Breitling. Merit recipient for Industry and Entrepreneurial Solutions, Samuel Bush. Merit recipient for Accounting, Thomas Byun. Merit recipient for Digital Technologies, Tobias Katsulato. Merit recipient for Robotic and Electronic Systems, Thomas Deacon. Merit recipient for Business Innovation, Cameron Dixon. Merit recipient for Material Solutions, Joel Dunlop. Merit recipient for Information Processing and Publishing, Jake Hanley. Merit recipient for Material Solutions, Miller Hansbury. Merit recipient for Information Processing and Publishing, Nyam Hughes. Merit recipient for Workplace Practices, Stephanie Ialasi. Merit recipients for Information Processing and Publishing, Madeline Jose. And Scarlett Calamaris. Merit recipient for Industry and Entrepreneurial Solutions, Jessie Kassahagen. Merit recipient for Workplace Practices, Theodora Casimiro. Merit recipient for Information Processing and Publishing, Mario Kempt. Merit recipient for Workplace Practices A, Do-Yun Kim. Merit recipient for Digital Technologies, Bradley Langfield. Merit recipient for Workplace Practices, Daisy Madigan. Merit recipient for Accounting, Cooper McDonald. Merit recipient for Workplace Practices, Kate Perry. Merit recipient for Business Innovation, Versace Perzios. Merit recipient for Robotic and Electronic Systems, Malik Piyaratna. Merit recipient for Material Solutions, Tabitha Roberts. And Ryan Schubert, sorry. Merit recipient for Accounting, Gujot Singh. Merit recipient for Workplace Practices, Jamie Smith. Merit recipient for Material Solutions, Darcy Snodgrass. Merit recipient for Information Processing and Publishing, Poppy Tarka. Merit recipient for Material Solutions, Eleni Vanikiotis. And Marie Vatanos. Merit recipient for Industry and Entrepreneurial Solutions, Shannon Whitehead. Merit recipient for Digital Communication Solutions, Molly Wild. And merit recipient for Material Solutions, Zach Will. Would you please join me in congratulating all scholars who have received merit awards today. And please also join me in thanking special guest presenter Marley Isabel. So this concludes the official proceedings for the 2022 Merit Ceremony presentations for business, enterprise and technology subjects. On behalf of the SACE Board of South Australia, thank you for attending today's ceremony and for helping make this a very special celebration for young people who have achieved excellence in the SACE. Congratulations again to all merit recipients, and as you exit, do enjoy the grounds of Government House, take photographs, capture the moment and check out what's in the veggie patch. Thank you. Cheers.
Good morning. Thank you for your patience. There's lots of you. It's so fabulous to see you all here and for us to be able to meet face to face. What's a lovely day, be a little bit crisp. My name's Michaela Bensley. I'm the Interim Chief Executive of the SACE Board. Before we get into the official proceedings, I'd like to acknowledge that we meet on the land of the Kaurna people and that their spiritual and cultural connection with this land is as important today as it ever was. I'd also like to pay deep respects to the elders past, present and emerging, and excited by the opportunities their emerging leaders will present to us around our path to reconciliation. I'll just go through some bit of housekeeping before we can celebrate the success of these great young people here. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, we have wardens here who'll make sure that we leave in a calm and safe way. Toilets are just to your left behind the marquee. Every recipient will have an official photo taken by our photographer here. On the front cover of your booklet lets you know how to access those photos, but there'll be opportunities after the ceremony for you to wander around the grounds. There's lots of great places for you to take photos for your family memories. We're streaming the event live, but the full segment will also be available on our website next week. And just keep your phones on silent if they're not already. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the highest achieving students of 2021, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the SACE Merit Ceremony. I'm delighted that we're able to join together to really celebrate the extraordinary achievements of these young people here today. I would also acknowledge that we're enjoying the grounds of Government House and thank the generosity of Her Excellency, the Honourable Francis Adamson, the Governor of South Australia, for allowing us to use this space. It's the 34th time we've been able to hold the merit ceremony here on these grounds, and I really encourage you to explore this lovely space. I've just discovered that there's a great kind of secret pool garden just around the back, and there's some flourishing veggie patches as well. So take your time to explore after the event. This year we're conducting 9 sessions for our merit winners over 2 days to recognise the success of 1,016 students whose hard work, resilience and dedication means that they've collectively achieved over 1,282 merits across a huge range of our subjects. Upon reflection for me, this is a really extraordinary effort, particularly when you think about that for these students, their entire SACE has happened within that kind of context of the pandemic and the challenges that that's brought for them. The level of uncertainty and the challenges that they've had to face. We've used the word pivot more times than I'd like to remember. So from going from face-to-face teaching to online learning to hybrid, real challenges around what that means, not only for your learning, but how your teachers and your schools and your families have supported you in that. Those kind of milestones that kind of frame what high school looks like, the assumption that we've always made that you'll be able to play sport, that be able to meet with each other and give each other support, in terms of that physical connection. Those challenges mean that it's even more amazing that not only have you been able to complete the SACE, but been able to achieve the highest standard in the subjects that you've participated in today and the merits that you've received. And it's really quite awe-inspiring, so I thank you for that. I'd also just like to recognise that while you've had personal success, the people in this room have been pivotal in helping you get there. Not only your parents and your support systems, but your families and your teachers in your schools that have really encouraged you within that to be able to get achieve what you have today. I'd also just like to recognise that your completion of the SACE has created great possibilities for you, opened doors that otherwise wouldn't be there, and hopefully inspired you to think boldly around where your future might lead. I'm hoping this year you've tried to kind of have a taste around what your future might look like, but I hope even through the challenges that you've experienced around the last 3 years, that you embrace the future with a sense of optimism and joy and excitement around what this next phase of your life looks like. So I really want you to just take a pause to really reflect on your achievement and really celebrate and be proud of your own successes. Well done, you've made it, you've finished high school, and the rest of your life is in front of you, and I think that that is incredibly exciting. So if you'd like to just join me in congratulating these students. I'd like to now welcome to the stage Leah English. She's one of our amazing education consultants and leads a faculty here at the SACE Board. She'll present and introduce our guest speaker who'll present the certificates to these amazing students. Thank you.
Thanks, Michaela. Good morning, everyone. My name is Leah English, and I'm the Faculty Manager for English and Languages at the SACE Board of South Australia. I'm delighted to be here today with you all to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of our SACE Merit recipients in subjects within the faculties of English, Languages and Arts. As Michaela said, for every ceremony we have a guest presenter, an individual who's outstanding in their field and who has come to share some insights and experiences with us. And so it is my great pleasure to introduce our special guest for this morning, Miss Prue Raymond. Prue is an exceptional educator, curriculum designer, fibre artist and businesswoman, and she's here to talk about how her artist's journey has led her on a curious path around the world and back again. So please join me in giving Prue a really warm welcome.
Thanks for that introduction, Leah. The truth is, Leah could have actually introduced me as an entrepreneur, as a musician, a librarian, an arts administrator, and even as a merit recipient. So back in 2000, I received a merit for music individual study here at the grounds. So if this had been my introduction, some of you might have listened to some of those roles with curiosity, and some of you may still misunderstand my relevancy to you. So I want to introduce myself another way. I seek connection with others through language. Some of you are confused, and some of you are now saying, now you're talking. So I've always been an artist. I've used clay, fabric, yarn, pastels, poetry and music to express myself artistically. But when simmered down to its essence, its jus, it's all about communication using different artistic languages. Among our group of graduates here this morning are exceptional linguists. You are here to receive a merit for your skills in speaking, writing, listening, interpreting and understanding another language. But really that's what all of you merit recipients are here for. Your ability to communicate an emotion, idea or concept through film, to interpret thoughts and feelings through paint, to extend a musical conversation through extemporising a motif. You are here because you can present your ideas and engage in a dialogue through a range of media, and you can do it brilliantly. The beautiful thing is that once you realise this, that it's all just about communication and dialogue, you can unlock new levels of success. If you can recognise someone else's work as just a different dialogue of the same common language, you can, and you're seeking to seek mutual understanding, then you can build connection with so many different people and maybe even find collaborators outside your field. At the very least, you will learn something. I want to congratulate you on your success and congratulate your parents on their fortitude. I wish you many more successes on your journey forward and the many iterations of who you are and who you want to become. Thanks again for inviting me to share this joyful occasion with you all, and I'll pass back to Leah, who will read out the names and we'll hand out some certificates.
Thank you so much, Prue. Really beautiful words there on the importance of language and all the forms that can come in. So we will now invite our merit recipients to the stage to receive their award from Prue. As I read out the names, can I please ask that you reserve your applause until all of the students have been introduced. Merit recipients for the faculties of English, Languages and the Arts. Thossif Ahmed, English. Eliza Allen, English Literary Studies. Christy Allison, Creative Arts. Mia Grace Ambrosini, Visual Arts, Art. Lauren Beddoes, English. Wira Benveniste, English Literary Studies. Nicholas Bowes, Music Performance, Solo. Olivia Bresson, English. Kate Jostek, English. Harrison Burns, English. Matthew Button, English Literary Studies. Valeria Cáceres Galvez, Spanish Continuers. Bridie Callahan, English. Charlotte Copping, English. Bonita Coventry, Visual Arts, Art. Benjamin Davies, English. Jose de los Santos, English. Fabian Di Julio, English. Kate Dodman, Essential English. Lottie Dolman, Visual Arts Design. Riley Duncan, English. Anya Akimovich, English. Jumana El Masri, Arabic Continuers. Jade Elston, Music Performance Ensemble. Ajar Meredith Fairlam, English. Mina Fakiri, English. Josiah Fennell, Drama. Sarah Frost, English. Ava Gasparin, English. Charlie Gatto, English. Holly George, English. Lily Gibbs, English. Erin Go, English. Sammy Guerra, Creative Arts. Lara Guglielmucci, English. Thomas Harris, English Literary Studies. Tran Ho, Vietnamese background speakers. Nguyen Hun, Vietnamese background speakers. Niha Janjua, English Literary Studies. Sophia Jensen, English. Kriti Kalyanasundaram, English. Lily Keane, Essential English. Shreyas Khanna, English. Edward King, Creative Arts. Imogen Croker, English. Zachary Svarnik, Language and Culture. Tiens le, English. Sijun Lee, Japanese continuers. Chirath Lakamji, English. Gabrielle Lim, music performance, solo. Lisa Ling, visual arts, design. Chloe Little, English. Madeline Long, creative arts. Troy Lowe, essential English. Charles Lynch, English. Christopher Mann, music studies. Monique Marlowe, English. Giotica Martin, English as an additional language. Zara Mateo, English. Ethan Miles, English. Sophie Ngo, English. Lisa Nguyen, English as an additional language. Sophie Nguyen, English as an additional language. Amelie Nichols, English. Lauren O'Callaghan, English Literary Studies. Thomas Oldfield, English. Marina Olenik, music performance, solo. Talia O'Reilly, dance. Hinako Otsuka, Japanese continuers. Ria Pasquale, English. Anushka Rao, English. Kayla Rowley, English. Ella Rushik, English. Kennedy Ryan, English. Gemma Sanders, Creative Arts. Alexandra Smolitz, English. Femke Snell, English. Eloisa Spinelli, English. Trishna Suba, Language and Culture. Erin Sydney Jones, English. Sky Simons, Music Performance, Solo. Amanda Tran, Vietnamese Continuous. Emily True, English. Sydney Phyllis Chatfield, Italian Continuous. Gracie Vincent Wyatt, English. Jacqueline Wilmot, English. Monique Winter, English Literary Studies. Aston Woods, Visual Arts, Design. Aika Young, Japanese Continuous. Could you please join me in congratulating all SACE graduates who have received merit awards today? Can you please also join me in thanking our special guest presenter, Prue Raymond. Well, this concludes the official proceedings of the 2022 Merit Ceremony presentations for English Languages and the Arts. On behalf of the SACE Board of South Australia, thank you very much for attending today's ceremony and for helping make this a very special celebration for young people who have achieved excellence in the SACE. Congratulations once again to all merit recipients, and as you exit, do enjoy the grounds of Government House and do take photographs to capture this very special moment. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your patience. We were just waiting for last guests to arrive. It's fantastic that we're able to meet face to face on a beautiful day. A little bit cold, but at least there's some sun. I'm Michaela Bensley. I'm the Interim Chief Executive of the SACE Board and really excited to have you all here today and particularly being able to celebrate the success of these students here. Before we commence the formal greetings, I would just like to acknowledge that we meet on the land of the Kaurna people and that their spiritual relationship with the land is as important today as it was and forever will be. I'd also like to pay deep respects to the elders, both past, present and emerging, and excited about the opportunity to meet on their land here. I'll just go into some housekeeping and then we can celebrate these amazing achievements of the students. In the unlikely event that there's an evacuation, we have wardens and they'll calmly direct us off the grounds. The bathrooms are just to your left behind the tent. There's going to be official photos taken for every merit recipient here. The way to access them is on the inside front cover of your booklet. We're going to live stream the presentation and then that'll be available also in its completeness on the website next week. there'll be time after the ceremony to wander around the grounds. There's lots of great photo opportunities in front of the house as well as around in the gardens. And if you just turn your phones on silent, that would be great. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the highest achieving students of 2021, welcome to the SACE Merit Ceremony. I am delighted to join together to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of the young people here today. I'd also like to acknowledge that we meet on the beautiful grounds of Government House. It's a really special place, and thanks to the generosity of Her Excellency, the Honourable Frances Adamson, for her generosity in allowing us to participate here today. This is the 34th merit ceremony that have been held on this grounds, which is just testament to the relationship the SACE Board has with the Governor. This year we're conducting 9 of these sessions across 2 days to recognise the over 1,000 students who, through their hard work, persistence and diligence, have been able to collectively achieve 1,282 merits across all of our subject areas. In terms of my own reflections, it's an extraordinary effort, particularly when you realise that this cohort of students have experienced their entire SACE within the context of the pandemic. So in terms of your own learning, you've had to go from what is a traditional face-to-face teaching to then remote learning to hybrid. Some of your support systems haven't been there without being able to kind of like have some of that face-to-face interactions between your friends and your teachers. Socially, it's also been tricky. It's been really hard as adults, so I can't imagine what it's been like to finish your high school years in that context. So I'm really just amazed and inspired by the efforts that you've made. So not only have you finished your high school within that context, but you've able to achieve at the highest level. So congratulations on that. Obviously, your own success can't happen without the support of your families and your teachers and the support people that you've had at your school. So I'd like to just recognise that your strong support in being able to support your students to be able to achieve what they have today. With the completion of the SACE, it's opened a whole range of opportunities and doors for you. I'm hoping over this year that you've been able to get a taste of what your future might look like, and that you look forward with kind of joy and optimism around what your future holds. So I'd like you to just take a pause and reflect on the achievements that you've made and this fantastic academic success that you've had, and congratulations to you all. If you'd just like to join me in recognising their huge efforts. I'd like to call Adele Broster onto the stage now. She's one of our managers of education services. She'll introduce our guest speaker and we'll commence the certificate presentations. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michaela. I'm delighted to be here this afternoon to again recognise those extraordinary achievements of our SACE merit recipients in the cross-disciplinary studies learning area. For every ceremony that we're having over these 2 days, we are lucky enough to have a guest presenter with us, and it's my great pleasure to introduce our special guest for this afternoon's ceremony, Daniel Michael. Daniel's the director and founder of Gluttony. He's been running Gluttony for many years, 11 in fact, and he also runs lots of music and arts events across the state since leaving school in 1991. He's really passionate about the arts and South Australia, and I invite you to welcome him to the stage to address our merit recipients this afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Congratulations to all the students, and also congratulations to all the parents. I've got 2 little kids of my own, and I imagine you're all very proud today, so well done for raising your children. Gluttony is something we started about 11 years ago. Before that, I ran a bunch of music events, all sorts of different promotions, but Gluttony sort of found me rather than the other way around. Someone asked me, what about if we run a fringe venue? And I said, that looks pretty easy. I've run plenty of outdoor events, so we did our first year and it was an absolute disaster, a complete mess, but we had a good time, and then we worked on it and we overcame some of the challenges, and then over the years it grew from being a very small venue for about 1,000 people to a very large venue that takes up nearly all of Rymel Park, and we have I think 12 or 13 ticketed spaces inside, about 350 staff, 400 to 500 artists in there, about 600 people that work on other businesses like the food vendors that are contained within Gluttony. So over time, we learnt to overcome some of those challenges and grew and really enjoyed making it bigger. But we did that living in Adelaide. Obviously, young people often look for opportunities elsewhere, and you can certainly learn a lot from travelling. But what we've found is a lot of people have come back and worked with us after bringing that experience from overseas back to Adelaide. And Adelaide has some unique opportunities in the arts and culture space. And if you're looking for a short-term job, come and work at Gluttony. It's a fantastic place to work in festival season next year. So yeah, that's enough about me, and congratulations to all of the recipients today. I'm very impressed. I was never that good at school, so I did a couple of art subjects at school, dance and music, and I was terrible at both of them. So very impressed with anyone that can get those kind of marks in Year 12. So thank you.
Thanks, Daniel, for sharing those insights of your journey. I guess that resilience, persistence, leadership, they're qualities that we know exist in our SACE graduates as well, and that's where you can really make an impact for your community. So that's great. Now I'd like to start the ceremony and the presentations for the merit recipients. As I read out the names, please ask you to reserve your applause until all students have been introduced, just because of our live streaming situation. I'd like to welcome Isaiah Ajero for Research Project B. Natasha Allison, Research Project B. Shraddha Angrish, Research Project B. Katarina Amerl, Research Project B. Georgia Baxguy, Research Project B. Alana Baggio, Research Project B. Jonathan Beltrain, Research Project B. Daniel Baxgaran, Research Project B. Niam Breen, Research Project B. Emma Bunn, Integrated Learning B. Tyler Cameron Smith, Research Project B. Lewis Candeloro, Research Project B. Linnell Chul, Research Project B. Yadam Choi, Research Project B. Yastika Chora, Research Project B. Anna Chu, Research Project B. Crystal Collins, Research Project B. Katya Kondo, Research Project B. Scarlett Cox, Research Project B. Alexandra Setanovic, Research Project B. Emily Davies, Research Project B. Reese Davies, Research Project B. Sienna Jachira, Research Project B. New Din, Research Project B. Andrew Draper, Research Project B. Jackson Evans, Research Project B. Molly Ann Faithful, Research Project B. Piper George, Research Project B. Cameron Gerhardy, Research Project B. Ridharpreet Grover, Research Project B. Hansika Gunawardena, Research Project B. William Haybridge Hay, Integrated Learning A. Ethan Hamlin, Research Project B. Bethany Hayes, Research Project B. Ida Haidari, Research Project B. Justin Henkel, Research Project B. Peter Jackson, Research Project A. Stephanie Jones, Research Project B. Theocharis Karavasili, Research Project B. Savannah Caveberg, Research Project B. Ensu Kim, Research Project B. Georgia Kleeman, Research Project B. Lily Kosh, Research Project B. McCoy Kohler, Research Project B. Mia Konopka, Research Project B. Prahashita Kunitini, Research Project B. Could you please join me in congratulating all SACE graduates who have received Merit Awards today? And please also join me thanking our special guest presenter, Daniel Michael. So this concludes the official proceedings of the 2022 Merit Ceremony presentations. We're about to have another ceremony a bit later on, but on behalf of the SACE Board of South Australia, thank you for attending this particular ceremony and for helping make this a really special celebration for young people who've achieved excellence in the SACE. Congratulations once again to all merit recipients. Feel free to join your loved ones and have some photos as you exit the grounds. Yeah, stop in front of Government House and get those selfies and really capture the moment of a special celebration. Thank you, everybody.
Good afternoon and welcome. It's so lovely to see everyone face to face on the grounds of Government House. My name's Michaela Bensley. I'm the Interim Chief Executive of the SACE Board, so welcome. Before we officially open the ceremony today, I'd like to acknowledge that we meet on the grounds of the Kaurna people, that their spiritual and cultural connections with the land are as important today as they always have been. We'd also pay deep respects to Aboriginal elders past, present and emerging. I'd like to just get into some housekeeping before we get into the formalities. In the unlikely event of evacuation, there's wardens who will calmly and safely escort us from the ground. If you need the bathrooms, they're just to the left behind the tent. We have a professional photographer that'll take a photo for every merit recipient here. How to access those photos is in the inside cover of your booklets. There'll be an opportunity at the end of the ceremony to wander around, explore the grounds, and there's plenty of great photo opportunities there. We're live streaming the ceremony, but also the full ceremony will go on our website next week. And I just ask you to turn your phones on silent. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, the highest achieving students of 2021, welcome to the SACE Merit Ceremony. I'm delighted we can join together to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of your young people and the ones sitting over here today. I'd also like to acknowledge that we're enjoying the beautiful grounds of Government House, and thanks to the generosity of Her Excellency, Frances Adamson, for the loaning of these grounds for us today. This is the 34th time that we've held the merit ceremony on these grounds, which just reflects the relationship that the SACE Board has with Governor. This year we're conducting 9 of these sessions across 2 days, recognising the success of over 1,000 students who have achieved the highest level of achievement within the SACE. Their hard work and their persistence have collectively achieved over 1,282 subject merits across a range of our subjects. Our personal reflection is that this is an extraordinary effort by this cohort of students when you reflect that their entire SACE experience has occurred within the context of the pandemic and the challenges and uncertainty that that's brought. The learning, going from learning in a classroom that was really familiar with the teacher at the front, your students next to you, to remote learning, to then hybrid ways of learning, and all of the complexity associated with lockdowns and trickiness around social interactions that usually are there that weren't there, the lost opportunity for extracurricular activities, and from some of those key milestones that goes into finishing Year 12. So for you to be able to finish your SACE, complete these subjects, and then also achieve at the highest level is really something worth celebrating and is really inspiring to us. Obviously, your own achievement can't happen without some of the support of your parents and your caregivers, your teachers, people at your school, your colleagues, and also that have supported you through that. So I'd just like to recognise that it's a collective effort in terms of the achievement and the success that these students have been able to achieve. So thank you for that. I also just want to recognise that by completing the SACE, it's created a whole range of possibilities for you, opened up a whole range of doors for you, and hopefully led you to dream big around what your future looks like. Given that we've started this year already, I hope you've just experienced a small taste around what your future looks like, but also that you've been able to embrace it with positivity, a whole sense of joy and excitement around what the future looks like. So just want to recognise for you guys to just take a pause, really reflect on how much you've been able to achieve, how fantastic it is to have finished high school, to achieve your SACE, but also been able to achieve at the highest level. So congratulations. You've done it. It's over. Well done. And the whole rest of your lives is ahead of you. If you'd like to just join me in celebrating and congratulating these. I'd like to welcome Leanne Jarvis to the stage. She's one of our education consultants. She'll introduce our guest speaker, who'll be providing us with the certificates in the ceremony to commence in terms of being able to recognise each and every young person. Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. My name's Leanne Jarvis and I'm an education consultant in health and humanities at the SACE Board of South Australia. I'm delighted to be here with you this afternoon to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of our SACE merit recipients in cross-disciplinary subjects. Every year we have a guest speaker, and for this afternoon's ceremony, it's my great pleasure to introduce our special guest speaker, Suman Rai. Suman Rai is Director of the Defence Innovation Partnerships, a collaborative initiative of the South Australian Government Defence Science and Technology Group and the 3 South Australian universities. She's responsible for leading national and international research and development, engagement and collaboration between researchers, industry and government to deliver innovative solutions to defence, as well as supporting research, development and innovation activities for Defence South Australia and the South Australian Space Industry Centre. Suman has extensive government experience in developing and delivering major initiatives across investment attraction, trade and industry development in the mining, engineering, services and technologies, clean tech, space and defence sectors. She's been involved in driving novel initiatives such as the Convergence series, which fosters conversations about major defence and national security challenges through transdisciplinary perspectives and collaboration. Suman has previously worked as a teacher and lecturer in arts and design and technology, a science communicator and coordinator of outreach and engagement activities, including several open government hackathons such as the NASA Space Apps Challenge. She holds a Master of Sustainability, a Bachelor of Arts Honours, Bachelor of Education Honours, and is currently working towards a Bachelor of Science in Ecology and Spatial Science. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Suman Rai.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an absolute honour to be here with you today. Thank you to the Chief Executive of the SACE Board, Michaela Bensley, all of the invited guests, family and friends, and of course this incredible class of 2021. In the midst of 2 years of extreme uncertainty and challenges, this class of 2021 and the highest achieving students of 2021 have achieved something absolutely extraordinary. I'm really, really happy to be here as part of your celebration on this beautiful day, so thank you very much. Now, as you already know, so my name is Suman Rai. I'm the Director of the Defence Innovation Partnership. And essentially what we do in my organisation is we work with the best researchers from around the country and internationally, industry leaders and government to build research and development collaborations that help solve some of the major issues and challenges of our time. My main two sectors that I work in are defence and space, as we mentioned previously. But through this, the challenges that we've been working towards solving involve experts from across the humanities, social sciences, and science and engineering disciplines. So that's why I was really excited when I saw that I would be meeting with the merit recipients who've worked on projects addressing collaboration, community, and importantly, interdisciplinary perspectives. I honestly believe that this is the way of the future and how humanity will address the most pressing challenges of our time, and also how we will build prosperity and equity across the globe. We need people with diverse perspectives and knowledge and skills to come together. We saw how this worked over the last 2 years in the development and deployment of the COVID-19 vaccines, for example, in such a short amount of time, which required collaboration internationally between governments, private industry, scientists, communicators, and everyone in the public. It's truly extraordinary what we can achieve when we all have a goal in mind and we work together. Now, I haven't had the pleasure of seeing your projects and your work that you did in your SACE, but if you're already thinking this way about collaboration, about community, and about interdisciplinary perspectives, then I have no doubt that the world is going to be a brighter place with your creativity and enthusiasm. And there are so many opportunities for you to grab onto that are coming up. I've had a really varied career myself, as you heard, but I guess at the core, I realized that I love to learn new things, and this is something that has been consistent throughout my life. I went to Adelaide High, and I took this weird mix of arts and science subjects that no one could make any sense of, but I loved every second of it, and I learnt so much from it. Curiosity was always at the core of everything that I did. So I invite you now to take a moment. It's not going to be a test, so it's all good. Take a moment to think about what your core values might be. What is it that drives you? What is it that excites you? And no matter where life takes you after high school and you've already started the next step of your journey, these core values are going to guide you and let you know if you're on the right path for you. You'll be met with joys and disappointments like we all are in life, but that sense of your core values will help you figure out what you should do next and whether the step you're taking is the right one for you. And most importantly, remember that you're not alone. Your wonderful achievements that we are celebrating today were supported and enabled by your biggest fans. Your parents and guardians, friends, siblings, and especially a special shout out, I think, is needed for all of the amazing teachers, principals, and school staff who have put their hearts, minds, weekends, so much time into ensuring that their students succeed in this very challenging time. So to the class of 2021, I wish you all the very best for your futures. I hope that our paths do cross again because there are a lot of very, very exciting things happening here in South Australia and also across the country for you to get involved with. I hope that we can harness your enthusiasm, your creativity, and your dreams to help make the world a better place. And if our paths do cross again, please come up and say hi because I'd love to hear about what you're doing. Thank you again for allowing me to be a part of this celebration, and good afternoon.
Thank you, Suman, for that inspiring address and wonderful advice to the students. Thank you. We'll now invite our merit recipients to the stage to receive their award from Suman. As I read out the names, can I please ask that you hold your applause until all of the students have been through? Thank you. Alana Ho. Sarah Lancaster. Jack Larkin. Isaiah Lee. Sophia Lockie. Sophie Lorraine. Sonia Lepoy. Ada Mackenzie. Juliet McLeod. Bowen Madron. Amelia Magiarapis. Vivian Ma. Daniel Mayer. Ashley Marchinovsky. Alessio Masulo. Olivia Movial. Eleni Mavredi. Sophia McGough. Darcy McKinney. Georgia McLeod. Aaron McMahon. Alice Min. Giselle Mukaka. Alicia Nair. Yasmin Nan. Charlotte Nenke. Edward Newberry. Alyssa Newen. Zoe Nunn. Paige O'Dwyer. Riley O'Shaughnessy. Emily Parker. Anton Piotto. Joseph Podraker. Oscar Popping. Catherine Portalese. Amelia Rout. Neha Ravindra. Jonathan Raw. Billy Ryman. Vanessa Ricks. Poppy Rogers. Kira Ross. Airlie Rouvray. Cameron Rouvray. Kane Satanik. Nicholas Scalzi. Ruby Serp. Elliot Siggers. Alex Slobodian. Hannah Smales. William Smith. Ned Starr. Jordan Stevens. Tiana Swan. Daniel Taddeo. Pearl Tang. Claudia Twait. Rebecca Tyndale. Lily Tooth. Anne Tran. Gemma Treadray. Jacinda Sakalos. Estelle Simicles. Jackson Tucker. Sky Vanden Uwelaar. Charlotte Vink. Marie Vizari. Lauren Wakefield. Jack Walter. Hannah Wild. Alana Wilkinson. Janae Will. Tyron Wong. Isabella Wisnam. Chantel Woodkey. Alexandra Zeman. Cheng Cheng Zeng. Sophie Allen. Could you please join me in congratulating all the SACE graduates who've received their Merit Awards today? Can you please also join me in thanking our special guest presenter, Suman Rai? This concludes the official proceedings of the 2022 Merit Ceremony presentations for cross-disciplinary subjects. On behalf of the SACE Board of South Australia, thank you for attending today's ceremony and for helping to make this a very special celebration for our young people who have achieved excellence in their SACE. Congratulations once again to all our merit recipients. As you exit, please do take a moment to enjoy the grounds of Government House and take photographs to enjoy this very special occasion. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, everyone. Before we start official proceedings, I have the wonderful task of giving you a few housekeeping items, if I may. In the unlikely event that we need to evacuate the area, can you please follow the instructions from the designated safety wardens and event staff, and they'll lead you very calmly out of the marquee. If you need to use the toilets during or after the ceremony, they're located to the left of the stage, just down the side here behind the brush fence. We do have an official photographer present, and they will be taking a photo of every merit recipient on stage here today, and details of how you can access these photos are located on the inside front cover of the merit ceremony booklet. This information is also available in the session details that you access via the QR code. Following the presentation, you will have a short time to be able to take photos on the grounds, designated areas in the grounds of Government House. And we would ask, please, if you could ensure that your phones are switched to silent or off during proceedings. Finally, the merit ceremony is being live streamed on the SACE website, and a recording will be posted online next week. We're just going to await the official party and we'll commence proceedings. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, if you can all please be upstanding for the Governor and the official party. Thank you very much. Thank you. If you'd all like to take your seats now. I'd like to welcome Robert Taylor, Senior Ghana Man, to do Welcome to Country for us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we? Nice and warm? I was when I was standing by the heater before. Firstly, I'd like to begin by acknowledging Her Excellency, the Governor of South Australia, and thank her for hosting this event tonight. I would also like to acknowledge the Premier of South Australia, all other ministers, dignitaries and delegates that are gathered here tonight. Equally as important, I'd like to acknowledge and pay my respects to each and every one of you that are here tonight, as we are all equally as important. I would also like to pay my respects to these two kangaroos that are actually keeping me warm at the moment. I promise you, none of them went to waste, and they are still not going to waste. Having said that, I'd like to say Nyanki Nyamena, Namani, Maninabuni, Nyanloko Yarta, Tanda Ganya, Gana Yatanga, Nyanari, Robert Kari, Karamotela, Na Narindari, Naranga, Kumagana Mirna, Mani Nyalo Tampdi, Gana Mirna, Kumunyalo Parna, Yatanga, Imbarendi, Tamdalo Bukiana, Burkana, Kumagana Mini Yalara, Na Yakanandalya, Na Yunganandalya, Na Chalya. Ladies and gentlemen, I said Namarni. Namarni in the Ghana language. Of course, the language that I spoke is the language of the Ghana people. We have many, many Aboriginal languages here in our country, actually over 250. The language that I speak to you tonight is the language of the Ghana people. And I said Namarni. Namarni means, are you good? If you are good or if you are well, you reply with Marni I. Yeah? Shall we try that one nice and loud? Okay. Namarni. Marni, Marni. I reckon you fellas have heard that one before, which is great to hear. I said, so my name is Robert Taylor. I'm a proud Ngarrindjeri Naranga Ghana man. And on behalf of my Ghana elders and ancestors, past and present, it's a pleasure to be here tonight and welcome you onto Ghana country. This is a traditional place of the big red kangaroo, Tanda Ganya, or Tandanya as it's known as. The Ganya sort of gets left out a little bit. The Ganya means rock, but Tanda is that big red kangaroo. So on behalf of my Ghana elders and ancestors, once again, I welcome you here onto Ghana land. And by Her Excellency inviting me along here tonight, and yous all being here, we together acknowledge that this is the traditional land of the Ghana people. And for that, I thank you. I'm now going to sing a song. It's an important song, but just before I do that, I just want to pass on my respects from Jack Buckskin, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight due to other family circumstances that he had to attend to. So I'm here on his behalf and also on behalf of Kumakaru Cultural Services. So this song that I sing, it's only Jack and myself that sing this song. We grew up together learning from our elders from a young age, and we've come a long way with our cultural side of things, with our dancing and the practical, to what Jack's done with the language since back in 2008 in helping to revive the Ghana language. And I'm actually quite proud to have spoke with some people at a conference a few days ago from all around Australia, Aboriginal people, and they were telling me that a lot of their language has been lost. So it shows me that the process has actually been well and truly worth it, that the effort that Jack and others have put into reviving our language down here on Ghana country. So it's a beautiful, wonderful movement. So I'm proud, man, to be able to sing this song. This is a blessing song where we call upon our Bukiana, our ancestors, to come here, bless this land and bless each and every one of us here tonight. This one here is Mani Tawala Bukiana, the good spirit for the ancestors. Mina Bukiana, Mirna. Thank you. I'm going to leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. But it's very important that I mention before I leave, when I do my welcome to country, as many of you may have seen me before, as you know, I stand alongside you. Yeah, I'm a proud Ghana man. I stand here with a warm heart and open arms, and we welcome you all with comfort to our country. We're all one blood at the end of the day, no matter our cultural beliefs, our religious beliefs, or our background, or which country we come from. We are all brothers and sisters. We all live here. We all call this place home. So let's all embrace it. Let's all respect this country, because we live here together, and we want this country to keep on prospering in a strong manner for the future and for our future generations, which is really important. So thank you very much, and I say Nachalya and Nakara until we meet again. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert Taylor, for such a warm welcome to country and for reigniting our own personal path down the reconciliation and what that means for us individually. Your Excellency, the Honourable Francis Adamson, Governor of South Australia, the Honourable Peter Malinauskas, Premier of South Australia, the Honourable Blair Boyer, Minister for Education, Training and Skills, the Honourable Nat Cook, Minister of Human Services, leaders and principals from the government, Catholic schooling sectors and independent schools, distinguished guests, friends and family, and most importantly, our highest achieving students from the class of 2021. Welcome to the SACE Merit Ceremony. I'm Michaela Bensley, I'm the Interim Chief Executive of the SACE Board, and it is a great pleasure that I open this ceremony tonight. I'm delighted for us to be able to join together to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of the young people that are here with us today. I would like to acknowledge that we are enjoying the beautiful surrounds of Government House, as we've been able to do over the last few days, and enjoy the sunshine and the beautiful grounds, thanks to the generosity of Her Excellency, the Honourable Francis Adamson, Governor of South Australia. We're grateful to be able to celebrate the 34th Merit Ceremony here today. This year, we've conducted 8 different ceremonies across 2 days, being able to recognise the successes of 1,016 students who, through their hard work and diligence, have collectively achieved 1,282 merits across a huge range of subjects. And for someone who spends too much time in the office, the last 2 days have just been a pleasure, being able to celebrate the achievement with the family and friends of the students, and to be ignited by the passions of the young people as they move into the next phases of their lives. It's been an extraordinary effort for these young people, even more extraordinary when you realise that their whole SACE has actually been within the context of the pandemic and the complexity that that's provided for them over that time. Everything from being really familiar and comfortable with face-to-face learning, to then having to pivot to remote learning, to then hybrid ways of learning, and then all of the complications associated with lockdowns, not being able to sometimes be able to have the support and socialisation from friends, some of the social events, things like sport, and then those key milestones in a high school life like formals and so forth. So in that context, it's even more remarkable that you've been able to achieve what you have. With the support of your teachers and families, you've demonstrated incredible resilience despite what's been happening all around you, and achieved excellence over and above what anyone would have expected. It's been really inspiring. And with the completion of the SACE, you've been able to create possibilities and open doors to your future. I hope this year you've been able to experience and have a little bit of a taste of what your future might look like, and I hope you embrace the next phase of your life with hope, passion, joy and optimism. So congratulations. Just take a moment to pause and recognise what you've been able to achieve. It's been really amazing. You should be really proud of yourselves. So congratulations, you did it. I'm now delighted to introduce Ms. Pam Ronan. So Pam has strategically guided the SACE Board in her membership of our board, and has been instrumental in her leadership with our Accreditation, Recognition and Certification Committee. Please join me in welcoming Pam.
Thank you, Michaela. Your Excellency, the Honourable Francis Adamson, Governor of South Australia, and Mr Adamson, the Honourable Peter Malinauskas, the Premier of South Australia, the Honourable Blair Boyer, Minister for Education, Training and Skills, the Honourable Nat Cook, Minister for Human Services, leaders, principals and key representatives from the government, independent and Catholic school sectors, distinguished guests, colleagues, and most importantly, our award recipients who are being recognised here tonight. Thank you for joining us at this very important 2022 merit ceremony, and it is so wonderful to finally be able to come together and celebrate the remarkable achievements of our merit winners tonight. Like Michaela, I would love to acknowledge that we are able to have this important event on the beautiful grounds of Government House, and a special thanks to the generosity and hospitality of Her Excellency, the Governor of South Australia. As Michaela mentioned, the South Australian Certificate is a world-class qualification designed to unlock every student's potential so that they can thrive in their future pathways. During this year, we've conducted 9 sessions over the last 2 days to recognise the successes of 1,016 students who, through their hard work and perseverance, have collectively achieved 1,282 merits across a range of disciplines. These students have achieved their excellence not just through their commitment and attention to learning, but also by being resilient and flexible, adapting to the challenges they've faced throughout their SACE journey, so that now they can step forward with confidence to be equipped to be leaders in the world community. On behalf of my colleagues on the SACE board, I'd like to thank the many people who've made tonight's event possible. I'd like to acknowledge and thank our distinguished guests who've been presiding over the early merit ceremonies, and they include Professor Nicholas Spurrier, South Australia's Chief Public Health Officer for the Department of Health and Wellbeing, Dr Eva Balan-Vanuk, the South Australian Government Chief Information Officer in the Department of Premier and Cabinet, Suman Ray, the Director of Defence Innovation Partnership, Marley Isabel, Arabana and Kokartha artist, Emma Money, the Cystic Fibrosis Ambassador and a 2020 Australian of the Year local hero, Simoda Silva, recipient of the Leadership in Languages and Cultures Award and the Australian Day Ambassador, and Daniel Michael, Director of the iconic Adelaide Fringe venue, Gluttony. We want to thank all of these presenters who have made their time in their busy schedules to celebrate the outstanding achievements of our South Australian students in the previous ceremonies. I'd also like to thank our sponsors for their ongoing support for the SACE Merit Ceremony, including the Adelaide City Council, Santos Limited and Nippy's Fruit Juices. And a special thanks to the Brighton Symphony Orchestra from Brighton Secondary School and the ensemble that played the Vice-Regal Salute for providing such wonderful music for our entertainment this evening. Additionally, thank you to the many people who've contributed to the organisation of the merit ceremony, to the project team and the staff from the SACE board, as well as to the staff here at Government House. It is now my absolute pleasure to introduce Her Excellency, the Governor of South Australia, the Honourable Francis Adamson, AC. Please welcome Her Excellency.
Robert Alia, Ghana Bogana Alia, Ghana Mirna Alia, Yaitcha Mirna Alia, Kumatana Yartananku. I acknowledge that we're meeting this evening on the traditional lands of the Ghana people, and I pay my respects to the elders. Let me too acknowledge the Honourable Peter Malinauskas, Premier of South Australia, the Honourable Blair Boyer, Minister for Education, Training and Skills, Ms Pam Ronan, representing the Acting Presiding Member of the SACE Board of South Australia, and Ms Michaela Bensley, Interim Chief Executive. It's a little bit hard to see through the lights, but I also recognised Nat Cook and Martin Westwell. And Martin, I just want to acknowledge how much you've done, not at the very end of it all, but right throughout to bring all of this about. Graduates, parents, teachers, good evening, everyone. I had hoped we would be meeting each other in warmer weather, but nonetheless, I hope you feel warmly welcome to Government House, wherever you have come from across our great state. This evening, we've gathered to celebrate the achievements of students who completed the South Australian Certificate of Education in 2021 and received multiple merits or a Governor's Commendation Excellence Award, or both. Congratulations to each of you. I hope the postponement of this ceremony has not diminished in any way your sense of pride in your accomplishments. Indeed, perhaps it has enabled you to put them in a broader perspective in a couple of ways. The first is obvious. For the past 2 years, not only have you excelled academically, and for many of you in your extracurricular and community work as well, but you've done so during a pandemic, the likes of which has not been seen for a century. That is quite something. As a mother of 4 adult children aged from 21 to 30, pre-pandemic Year 12 experience is still very fresh in my mind, and I think it probably always will be. I well remember the commitment and determination it takes to achieve the results you hope for, and the ups and downs which are so keenly felt along the way, also by your parents or guardians and teachers who lend so much support. But while SACE and the pandemic were challenging, they will also have developed in many of you resilience and resourcefulness of a kind you needed to dig deep to muster. You may not yet fully appreciate the value of resilience and resourcefulness, but I believe they will stand you in good stead. Indeed, perhaps the difference between a February SACE merit ceremony and a May one, temperature aside, is worth pausing to think about. That's the second broader perspective I have in mind. February falls squarely in that post-results high period when whatever comes next, tertiary study, vocational training, travel, employment, or even a period of reflection, still lies ahead. The end of school and the beginning of the rest of life. It's an exciting and somewhat daunting prospect. But now, in May, you will know a little more, many of you anyway, about what the rest of your life might look like. You will have a sense too that school is one thing, a big thing certainly, but that university or learning a trade and employment can be something else, often something bigger and more challenging. Just when you thought you had passed a huge test with flying colours, and of course you did, you discover there are further larger tests, academic tests, tests of character, tests of stamina and nerve, moments of decision and indecision, sometimes defining moments. As Governor, one of my priorities is to encourage South Australia's leaders and future leaders in all fields and in all parts of the state. You have already shown yourselves to be leaders. You know what it feels like to be successful. Perhaps even more usefully for life and leadership, some of you will also know what it feels like to fail. You have demonstrated resilience and resourcefulness, and you will be able to draw on them again when you need to. Many of you, including recipients of Governor's Commendation Excellence Awards, will have discovered the deep sense of satisfaction which comes from serving your schools and your communities, and this may shape your future careers as it did mine. And you know how to support each other and to give generously to those who need your help. May I suggest you be patient with yourselves and kind to each other as you navigate the new challenges you will know more about now than in February, and the ones you will encounter in future. Some of you will return to Government House one day, perhaps to be invested in the Order of Australia for service, civilian, military, or emergency services to our community. perhaps as a teacher or principal at a future SACE Awards ceremony, or perhaps to be sworn in as a minister, or maybe even one day a future premier. You can be assured of another warm welcome. Finally, I thank all the teachers and principals who set our students up to achieve their best, as well as the parents, guardians, siblings and friends who provided love and encouragement. I thank the SACE board and staff for their commitment to delivering an outstanding certificate of education for students, equipping them with the skills and knowledge to maximise their potential as Australian and global citizens and to face the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century. In 2021, a record number of students completed their SACE, and I commend the board on this result. Merit recipients, congratulations once again on your outstanding achievements in the SACE, and my very best wishes for the future, wherever it may take you, and I hope that will be back here one day. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We will now commence with the Commendation Awards, and each of the students will be presented to the Governor. So, Your Excellency, I am pleased to introduce Sebastian Alfred. Sebastian tutored his peer and younger students in mathematics and science. He also worked with engineering students from Adelaide University to study and prepare for exams. In addition to this commendation, Sebastian also received a SACE subject merit in English. Please join me in congratulating Sebastian Alfred. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce to you Muhammad Ali. Muhammad returned to studies as an adult. English is his fourth language, and he balanced his Year 12 studies while also supporting his family, who are new to Australia and have limited English. As a refugee himself, he is sensitive to the needs and difficulties faced by other refugees and believes that by sharing such stories, compassion can be increased. Please join us in congratulating Muhammad Ali. Your Excellency, unfortunately, Caitlin Anker can't be with us here tonight. Caitlin is passionate about helping the most vulnerable in the community. She is committed to promoting awareness of social issues such as human trafficking and domestic violence. In addition to this commendation, Caitlin received a SACE subject merit in religion studies. Please join us in congratulating Caitlin Anker. Your Excellency, I am pleased to introduce Manish Augustine, a keen cricketer. Manish participates in a multicultural T20 cricket team where he has forged relationships with recently arrived migrants. Manish also worked with reception students and advocates for children who've experienced trauma. In addition to this commendation, Manish received a SACE subject merit in Integrated Learning A. Please join us in congratulating Manish Augustine. Your Excellency, unfortunately Anna Champion cannot be with us this evening. As a member of the Conservation Corps, Anna volunteers her time acting on environmental matters, from cleaning beaches to planting trees and waste management while at school. Her research project explored how implementing cultural burning into contemporary practices could ensure sustainable bushfire risk mitigation in South Australia. And Anna has been awarded 4 SACE subject merits in English Literacy Studies, Legal Studies, General Mathematics and Modern History. Please join us in congratulating Anna Champion. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Lily DeCola. In addition to her SACE studies, Lily played high-level women's soccer in the South Australian Women's National Premier League and participated in the National Training Centre program. Please join us in congratulating Lily DeCola. Your Excellency, unfortunately, Lily Farrell can't be with us this evening. Lily was awarded the title of Young Historian of the Year in 2019 and 2020 and was the only second South Australian student to win 3 major history competitions. She also received an Australian Defence Force Future Innovators Award, which recognises students who show high achievement in mathematics and science. Please join us in congratulating Lily Farrell. Thomas Frew is unable to be with us tonight, Your Excellency. Thomas won an Australian Defence Force Future Innovators Award in 2021. He designed and built a digital application called SACEology, which helped students and teachers to understand and teach the SACE. His research project investigated possible life forms on terrestrial planets of the stellar system. His findings were published by the Australian Centre for Astrobiology, and he presented at the Astronomical Society of South Australia meetings. Please join us in congratulating Thomas Frew. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Grace Gregorov. Grace is a talented athlete who represented her school in netball, soccer, volleyball, basketball and softball. In 2021, Grace was awarded the Macon Humanitarian Award, which recognises a senior student who has demonstrated outstanding humanitarian qualities. Please join us in congratulating Grace Gregorov. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Caitlin Gunn. Caitlin's research project explored the psychological adjustment strategies needed when adapting to a spinal cord injury, demonstrating the determination she showed upon her return to school following a serious accident that left her wheelchair bound. Caitlin mentors a young amputee whom she met while in hospital. She has been selected for the 2023 Australian Devils Under-25 Women's Wheelchair Basketball team. Please join us in congratulating Caitlin Gunn. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Emma Hislop. Emma's poetry won a South Australian English Teachers Association Young Writers Award. Emma is committed to protecting the rights of disadvantaged and minority groups. She participated in the UN Youth Poverty Summit in 2019 and the Australian Defence Force Long Tan Youth Leadership and Teamwork Awards that encourage senior students to actively participate in the life of their school and local community. Emma also completed her Advanced Foundation and Advanced Royal Academy of Dance exams. In addition to this commendation, Emma received a SACE Subject Merit in Research Project B. Please join us in congratulating Emma Hislop. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Daisy Jury. Daisy is passionate about creative writing and is an excellent public speaker. She is also a gifted musician and was involved in performing in jazz ensembles and school musicals. Daisy supports and advocates for students on the autism spectrum. Her research project explored how the introduction of music therapy in early childhood for children on the spectrum could influence their social and communication skills. Please join us in congratulating Daisy Jury. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Georgia Kigas. Georgia is passionate about sustainability, especially the future of Adelaide's coastline. She's involved in community volunteering for beach cleanups and dune management activities. She participated in her school's environmental committee, where she implemented an online platform promoting the importance of sustainable fashion and conscious consumerism. In addition to this commendation, Georgia received SACE Subject Merits in Materials Solutions and Research Project B. Please join us in congratulating Georgia Kigagus. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Zane Lindblom. who's not here tonight either. Zane is the recipient of the 2021 Australian National Scholarship and National Indigenous University Scholarship from the Australian National University. He has a particular interest in equity and the rights of our First Nations people. Please join me in congratulating Zane Lindblom. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Emily Linder. Emily is a keen debater, plays the viola and trumpet, and received a Silver Duke of Edinburgh Award. Emily was elected to a leadership role at her school and worked with students and staff to ensure the success of college initiatives. Emily also tutored younger students and participated in AFL, basketball, volleyball and netball. In addition to this commendation, Emily received a SACE Subject Merit in English. Please join us in congratulating Emily Lindner. Your Excellence, I'm pleased to introduce Keely Menandu. Keely is passionate about horses. She won Dressage Awards in 2019 and 20 and a State Youth Scholarship from Dressage SA. She is the state representative for Dressage SA and was part of the state team for the Inter-School Equestrian National Championships. In addition to this commendation, Keely received SACE Subject Merits in Integrated Learning B and Research Project B. Please join us in congratulating Keely Menandu. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Madeline Moss. As the debating team captain, Madeline supported her peers to develop their debating skills. She was actively involved in the Smith Family Reading Program, where she supported disadvantaged children to develop their literacy skills. While at school, Madeline also took on other leadership roles in music, soccer and water polo. Madeline received a 2021 Duke of Edinburgh Award and in addition to this commendation was awarded 3 SACE Subject Merits in English Literary Studies, Physics and Mathematical Methods. Please join us in congratulating Madeline Moss. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Lillian Orsillo. Lillian has worked with the Hutt Street Centre to raise money for Walk a Mile in My Boots challenge and for St Vincent de Paul Winter Sleep Out initiative. She hopes to pursue a career in the fashion industry and promote body positivity for all women. Lillian attended dancing, singing and piano lessons and with her family donates to a disadvantaged village in Fiji and cultivates ongoing friendships with the villagers. In addition to this commendation, Lillian received a SACE Merit in Legal Studies. Please join me in congratulating Lillian Orsillo. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Nikita Page. Nikita took part in the National Youth Science Forum in 2021 and the Everett Trophy competition, which engages high school students in world affairs and issues through debating mock Security Council resolutions. In addition to this commendation, Nikita received SACE Subject Merits in Mathematical Methods and Specialist Mathematics. Please join us in congratulating Nikita Page. Your Excellency, unfortunately Clive Park is unable to join us this evening. Clive moved to Australia from South Korea when he was 5. He speaks fluent English and Korean, and in addition to his SACE subjects, he studied Korean outside of school to maintain his first language. Clive participates in cross-country events, soccer and tennis. He has also worked as a private tutor and garden assistant. In addition to the commendation, Clive was awarded 3 SACE Subject Merits in Chemistry, Physics and Research Project B. Please join us in congratulating Clive Park. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Joel Ransom. Joel is an accomplished debater and was a finalist in Legacy and Rostrum public speaking competitions. His own family's challenge with the BRCA gene ignited his efforts to raise funds for the Cancer Council and educating others about the gene. He designed videos of exercises for students to promote physical activity and, as a product, to manage severs, a cause of heel pain in young and physically active people. Please join us in congratulating Joel Your Excellency, I'm delighted to introduce Taylor Roberts. To complete some of her SACE 2 subjects, Taylor travelled around 700 kilometres a week. She was a member of the Rural Youth Ambassador Program in 2021 and was one of 4 students selected to attend the National Rural Youth Ambassador Forum in Canberra, where she shared ideas on improving rural education with federal ministers. In addition to this commendation, Taylor received a SACE subject merit in outdoor education. Please join us in congratulating Taylor Roberts. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Lucas Scoop. Lucas was awarded 5 SACE subject merits in 2021 in English Literary Studies, Specialist Mathematics, Physics, Chemistry and Research Project B. Lucas also scored a subject merit for studying Japanese in 2020. Lucas is now studying mechanical engineering at Adelaide University with an aim to undertake a major in climate solutions. A keen biker, Lucas explores trails near his Belair home. Please join us in congratulating Lucas Scoop. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Holly Schutz. Holly contributed to many fundraising initiatives during her time at Pedare Christian College, including the Senior School Quiz Night, raising money for the Royal Flying Doctors Service. Colleagues, please join us in congratulating Holly Schutz. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Evelyn Vincent Walker. Evelyn's achievements in public speaking have been widely recognised. She was the Rostrum Voice of Youth Senior State winner, a Plain English Speaking Award state finalist, and was recognised by the South Australian Debating Association as the most valuable senior debater, receiving the Fran Conroy Medal for Best Speaker. In addition to this commendation, Evelyn received a SACE subject merit in Research Project B. Please join us in congratulating Evelyn Vincent Walker. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Cooper Whitbrad. Cooper played a key role in his school's peer support program and mentored other students. He led the school's guitar ensemble, was involved in the pedal prix and participated in football and cricket. In 2021, Cooper was awarded the John Tilley Memorial Award and the Australian Defence Force's Long Tan Award. Please join me in congratulating Connor Whitbrad. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Tess White. Tess competes at the national level in cycling. In 2020, she placed first in the under-19 women team pursuit at the Australian National Track Championships. Tess also attended a STEM Girls full-day workshop at the University of South Australia's Mount Gambier campus. Please join us in congratulating Tess White. Your Excellency, I'm pleased to introduce Sherry Wong. Sherry is an accomplished violin performist with the Australian Youth Orchestra. In 2020, she received the Don Maynard Music Prize for Most Outstanding Achievement in a SACE Stage 2 subject. She was accepted into the University of Adelaide Head Start program, which gives highest achieving students the opportunity to study at university while still in Year 12. In addition to this commendation, Sherry received a SACE subject merit in physics. Please join us in congratulating Sherry Wong. Your Excellency, it's my pleasure to introduce Chloe Henderson. Chloe is the recipient of the 2021 Aboriginal Student SACE Excellence Award. This significant award is presented to the Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander student who achieved the best overall performance in the SACE. Chloe has won scholarships and awards in both the academic and sports field. Throughout the SACE, Chloe was a peer leader in an elite Aboriginal netball academy run by SASTA, the South Australian Aboriginal Secondary Training Academy. During this time, she learned a lot about her own culture, which has sparked her own journey of personal identity. Chloe's significant academic achievements have led her to tertiary studies in criminology and law and society at Flinders University. Chloe has been recognised with the Governor of South Australian Commendation Excellence Award. Please join us in congratulating Chloe Henderson. Your Excellency, it's now my pleasure to introduce Kyle Baker. Kyle is the 2021 recipient of the Excellence in Modified SACE Award. Students studying a modified subject are able to achieve excellence in their SACE studies as they strive to achieve their individual learning goals. As well as completing the SACE, Kyle is a performer, acrobat and instructor with the Circobacks Community Circus and has performed in many of their shows, including the Fringe Festival. Colleagues, please join us in congratulating Kyle Baker. Colleagues, this concludes the presentation of the 2021 Governor of South Australian Commendation Awards. Thank you, Your Excellency, and Michaela Bensley for presenting these awards this evening. Please join me in congratulating the Governor of South Australian Commendation Award winners from the class of 2021. It is now my great pleasure to invite the Premier of South Australia, the Honourable Peter Malinauskas, to present the Tennyson Medal. Please join me in welcoming the Premier.
Well, thank you very much to Her Excellency, the Honourable Frances Adamson AC. Your Excellency, I too would like to thank you for hosting us here this evening. Her Excellency played a very important role in ensuring that this event was able to go ahead tonight despite the initial delay. So thank you to her and all the staff here at Government House. To my parliamentary colleagues, the Honourable Nat Cook, the Minister for Human Services, the Honourable Blair Boyer, the Minister for Education, Training and Skills, to all of those involved in the SACE board, particularly Pam Ronan. Of course, I'd like to acknowledge Robert for his warm welcome to country this evening. Warm welcome to country in cool circumstances, but it's important to acknowledge that we are here tonight on the lands of the Kaurna people and pay our respect to their elders past, present and emerging. I am delighted to be joining you this evening to celebrate the extraordinary academic achievements of the class of 2021. The South Australian Certificate of Education is a world-class qualification that unlocks a student's full potential so that they have the skills, knowledge and capabilities to succeed in an ever-evolving global community. The SACE Board administers a number of prizes made possible through various bequests which recognise academic excellence across a range of subjects. Of these, the Tennyson Medal is one of the oldest and most prestigious. The Tennyson Medal was established in 1901 by the then Governor of South Australia, Hallam Tennyson, who was the eldest son of Poet Laureate Lord Alfred Tennyson, and is awarded to the SACE student who has achieved the highest English Literary Studies mark in that year. English Literary Studies focuses on the skills and strategies of critical thinking needed to interpret texts. Students have opportunities to exchange and develop ideas, find evidence to support a personal view, learn to construct logical and convincing arguments, and consider a range of critical interpretations. It is a demanding and challenging subject, and one that fosters both great flexibility of mind and intellectual rigour. It's a subject which encourages students to consider other perspectives and different ways of thinking. To achieve at this level is a very significant achievement indeed. I am very happy to announce that the winner of the Tennyson Medal for 2021 is Amber Lennox. Amber Lennox grew up in Brooklyn Park and attended Pulteney Grammar School. Alongside English Literary Studies, Amber studied mathematical methods, biology and nutrition, as well as 2 courses ordered as part of the University of Adelaide's Head Start program, which contributed to her SACE completion. Amber's love of English literature was developed from spending a lot of time at the Charles Sturt and Hammer Centre libraries throughout her childhood. I'm told that her library bag would be packed full of Enid Blyton titles, The Hunger Games and Percy Jackson books, which awakened her love of Greek mythology and fed directly in her decision to take ancient myths as part of her current studies. Amber's external piece for English literary studies boldly incorporated both cinema and literature, which initially, although seems like an unlikely pairing, but as she explained in her piece, quote, both examine the concept of othering or dehumanising people to maintain hegemonic power. Unfortunately, Amber is unable to be here tonight because she's now in Canberra studying a double degree in Commerce and Arts at ANU. So we are very lucky to have her parents present this evening, Peter and Chan Lennox. But before, or as Peter and Chan come to the stage, I'm going to keep you waiting just for 1 second. I do want to take this moment to acknowledge a couple of things. Firstly, to all the parents, the carers, the guardians, the grandparents that are here tonight. You are undoubtedly full of pride, and you should be. We have seen extraordinary young South Australians take the stage tonight to receive appropriate recognition of their success. To the young people that have received recognition tonight and awards, I simply say to you that you are fortunate enough to call our world and the beautiful place that we call home in this amazing earth at a very special time. If you think just for one moment about the 2 great challenges of our time, I submit to you that there is no better place to be than here in South Australia. Those 2 challenges for mine are the challenge to decarbonise our planet at pace. We have an extraordinary responsibility collectively as human beings to ensure that an endeavour is undertaken very quickly and with a degree of urgency. The second big challenge we have at the moment is our geopolitical position at the moment. Western liberal democracies under a degree of strain at the moment, and not in our lifetimes, or not in my lifetime before, have we seen a full-scale invasion of a liberal democracy. Us to take a moment and pause and think about that challenge. But when you think about both of those challenges, here in South Australia, we are leading the world when it comes to the industries of defence, space and cyber. We are at the cutting edge of ensuring that our national security and the cause of liberal democracy is protected in the long term. And when you think about the decarbonisation effort, it has been South Australia that has shown the rest of the world a path that it can be achieved and still preserve proud, decent economic outcomes for working people. So I say to you that if your skills are in the humanities, put those skills to use to ensure that the cause of humanity and liberal democracy is protected by ensuring that the very essence of what you learn, the crucible of humanities and the arts, continues to offer human enlightenment for the betterment of peace. And if your skills are in STEM, then put them to use to build a fairer and greater country based on a clean, green economy to ensure that the next generation of Australians inherit a healthy country, a healthy environment. But remember this, above all else, if not South Australia, then where? And if not now, then when? This is your moment, your most extraordinary of opportunities to ensure that all of your talents and skills are put to great use in this beautiful part of our world. So on that note, I wish you all the very best. If you can't be excited now, then I don't know when you can be, but I have every confidence that our state and our country is in great hands. But with that said, I do want to thank, of course, the parents of Amber Lennox, Mr. Peter and Miss Chan Lennox, who on behalf will receive the Tennyson Medal of Amber. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Premier. Every year we have a tradition where we extend an invitation to one student who responds on behalf of all students receiving a subject merit at the SACE merit ceremony. The invitation is alternated between male and female students and shared equally between students from the state, independent and Catholic school sectors. This year, I'm pleased to introduce Maddie Moss as this year's student's representative. Maddie is a SACE graduate from Walford Anglican School for Girls and is currently studying an integrated program comprising of the Bachelor of Medical Studies and the Doctor of Medicine at the University of Adelaide. Would you please join me in welcoming Maddie?
Your Excellency, Minister, distinguished guests, school representatives, family and friends. My name is Maddie Moss and tonight I have the honour to be speaking on behalf of the SACE graduating class of 2021 as the student representative. It is my privilege to celebrate and congratulate the academic achievements of this cohort of students who have managed to achieve their SACE despite countless hurdles along the way, including but not limited to a once-in-a-century global pandemic. Process over outcome is what a wise rowing coach of mine once said to me. Whilst at first I was unsure as to how these three words related to losing my first race, I quickly understood how important this phrase would come to be. Sometimes things may not go to plan. Like life, your schooling is filled with unexpected and often unforeseen disappointments. Whether you lost a few more marks than you thought on that maths test, your ATAR wasn't quite what you had hoped for, or perhaps you lost your first rowing race. We are lucky enough to have experienced an education within the SACE program where the journey undertaken and the life skills gained are just as important, or arguably more important, than your final ATAR. Here, I would like to extend my appreciation to the SACE board, who have designed an academic program that caters for students of all abilities and interests, allowing students to flourish no matter their circumstances. I would also like to sincerely thank the parents and guardians that have supported us throughout not only our educational journey, but our lives thus far. Your ongoing support and care for us has been exceptional, and the inspiration and encouragement you have provided in our everyday lives has been instrumental in our development as young people. Thank you for being there for us through thick and thin, no matter what. On behalf of this cohort, I would like to express unconditional gratitude to all of our teachers. Thank you for going above and beyond in imparting us with your knowledge, your skills, your passions, for nurturing our curiosity and developing a love of learning, for uncovering lifelong passions and future career prospects, and for always supporting us, no matter how many late-night emails we may send or seemingly silly questions we may ask. And finally, to the SACE class of 2021, congratulations. Year 12 is not designed to be easy, yet you all made it through, and I hope you have shown growth as both students and, more importantly, as people. Congratulations for persisting, even when you thought things were tough, or you thought you couldn't do it anymore. And whether you achieved your end goal, or you need to utilise Plan B, or C, or D, congratulations on making it through a whirlwind of a couple of years, and for all those moments along the way. The friendships made, the skills developed, the personality growth. Each of those are so much more important than your final ATAR. Completing the SACE has not only allowed for significant academic development, but has provided each and every graduate with zest for life, agency, human connectedness, and belonging. We are privileged to be able to have an education that nurtures us in such a way, provided by people who care so much about our well-being and our education. And now, you have probably all heard this Dr. Seuss quote before, but I think it's particularly relevant for the graduating class of 2021. plus I quite enjoy the rhyme. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. So, to the class of 2021, keep living, keep loving, and most importantly, keep learning.
Thank you very much, Maddie. Could you please join me in saying a special thank you to Maddie Moss? We now begin the presentation to students who've been awarded multiple subject merits. To assist us in the presentation, it is my great pleasure to introduce the Honourable Blair Boyer, Minister for Education, Training and Skills, to the podium. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Could I also acknowledge that the land we meet on tonight is the land of the Kaurna people, and pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and in particular to Mr Robert Taylor for a typically insightful welcome to country. Could I also acknowledge our hosts for this evening, Her Excellency Francis Adamson AC, the Premier of South Australia, Mr Peter Malinauskas. I think we also have from the Independent Schools Association of South Australia, Mrs Carolyn Granskins here, and Dr Neil McGorran from Catholic Education South Australia, as well as Martin Westwell from the Department of Education, and of course also Michaela Bensley, Pam Ronan, and my parliamentary colleague, the Honourable Nat Cook, the Minister for Human Services. Great to see you here, Nat. I can't begin to tell you how pleased I am that we managed to make this happen. It is a huge relief that we have you all here this evening, giving you the recognition and the event that you all deserve. And could I just, as an aside, perhaps say that the little journey that we have been on to make tonight a reality started with a phone call at about 5:30 a.m. from the Premier to me, which isn't generally a good thing. And it was the morning after the article ran in the Advertiser saying that we weren't going to be able to hold this SACE merit ceremony in person. And I did what I normally do when Peter calls me at 5:30 in the morning. I jumped out of bed, I do a series of star jumps to sound puffed, and then I hop on the phone and tell him that I'm on the way back from the gym like he actually is. And Peter pretends to believe me for a few seconds, and then we get down to business. But the conversation went roughly like this. This has to be fixed, and can you please fix it? And I agreed, and I must say I have to give special mention to Her Excellency, who was also a part of the push to make it happen at another event here, said to both the Premier and I that she was very fond of this event and would very much like to see it happen in person as well. And then, of course, it was our fantastic people from the SACE board who actually went away and found a way of making this happen tonight and giving you all the acknowledgement that you really deserve. And you do deserve it, and congratulations to the whole class of 2021. You are a remarkable group of students. You've demonstrated resilience and tenacity to achieve outstanding success in your SACE, and what more, you've done it during a global pandemic. But I have to ask, to the young people here tonight, you must surely be sick now of hearing how 2 years of your SACE has made you more resilient. I can only imagine if I was still your age, and I wish I was, if I was constantly being told by older people who never had to go through anything like a global pandemic, don't worry, it's going to make you more resilient, it would start to wear a bit thin. But I guess the truth is that the things you will take away and the things that you have learned from doing your year 11 and 12 under incredibly challenging, sort of never-before-seen circumstances will hold you in good stead, but it won't be until you're a bit older that you see how that is the case. But I hope tonight will stand out as a particularly memorable event to cap off a very successful year for you all. Tonight is a special opportunity to celebrate all that you have achieved and reflect on all that you have learned. It's an extraordinary achievement to receive multiple merit certificates, and it's a great privilege to meet you and to share this very special time with you and your families. In fact, when we were waiting to come into the marquee, the Premier and I were talking with the Governor, and the Premier and I added up all the merit ceremony, the merit awards that we had between us, and it's about that many. So we are very impressed by your success, and as people were getting up here receiving multiple awards, it's a very humbling experience for us as the Minister for Education and the Premier of South Australia to be giving these awards to you, so congratulations. But of course, as previous speakers tonight have said, it's also an opportunity for us and for you to acknowledge the people who have got you here. And it was great to hear the Premier acknowledge parents, grandparents, carers, guardians, other family members who helped you along the way. But I think we should also acknowledge, given that we have had a global pandemic, that whilst they have been supporting you to finish your years 11 and 12, in many cases they have also been dealing with the challenges of the pandemic. That can be insecure work, trying to work from home, and of course in many cases trying to care for loved ones who might be sick, and in some cases loved ones that we lost during the pandemic. So I think more than ever it's important that we acknowledge the extra special efforts that your family and your extended family have gone to make sure that you are here this evening with us. Just as completing your SACE during COVID is a challenging task, of course, so is teaching SACE during a global pandemic. And as the Minister for Education, I think it falls to me to make particular mention of our educators. And they too fall in the same category as the family members I mentioned before, who have been dealing with the challenges of COVID in terms of their job. And I have told the anecdote on many occasions, even in the short time that I've been the Minister for Education, that I felt incredibly guilty dropping my own kids off at school during the height of the pandemic, pushing them in the door and walking away when so many other people had the opportunity to work from home, but our educators did not. And special mention must be made of those educators who supported our SACE students across the last 2 years. And despite all the challenges that threw up, the fact that you're able to get these students the incredible results that we are here this evening celebrating. And we've had a record-breaking 15,500 South Australian students complete their SACE in 2021. And 3,500 students complete a VET Certificate 3 as part of their SACE, and I am told that is also the highest number we have ever seen. And then, of course, we have all of you gathered here this evening having achieved individual success in your studies. You are ambassadors of the importance and value of education. Our state, like the Premier said, is going to need ideas, we're going to need creativity, we're going to need problem solving and collaboration to try to get to the bottom and address the really significant challenges that we have in front of us. But for the time being, may I all encourage you to have, I think Her Excellency used an excellent euphemism, well, I think it was a euphemism, which was a period of reflection in between finishing your studies and going on to further work or study. Certainly when I finished high school and before I started university, I reflected very deeply, probably for too long and for too many years at university. Don't get carried away, make sure you get back into your studies, but do take the time to relax a little bit and reflect on what you have achieved, because I think the older you get, you will look back on occasions like this tonight and you will appreciate it even more deeply. So it is a huge honour to be here. This is my first SACE merit ceremony as the Minister for Education, and I'm delighted to now recognise the exceptional achievements of students who have received 3 subject merits and 4 subject merits. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. Please join me in saying thank you to the Minister for his inspiring words and, I guess, deep appreciation of what this means to our families. Well, I'm now going to ask you to reserve your applause until we get to the end of each set, so that I'll introduce the students, and then when those who've had all 4 Subject Merit Award recipients have received their acknowledgement from the Minister, we will then applaud them. So, Minister, I'm pleased to introduce the following students who have achieved merits in 4 SACE subjects. Amelia Frances Campbell, for subject merits in Biology, Legal Studies, General Mathematics and Research Project B, and Amelia's not with us tonight. Edward Anthony Davis, who achieved merits in Accounting, Economics, Physics and Research Project B. Lathika Garug, who achieved merits in biology, chemistry, mathematical methods and research project B. Dinan Sendev Ferreira, who achieved subject merits in chemistry, music performance ensemble, biology and mathematical methods. Sachin Ravindran, who received merits in chemistry, mathematical methods, specialist mathematics and physics. Shen Xuan Chan, who received merits in English Literary Studies, Legal Studies, Specialist Mathematics and Visual Arts Design, who's not with us tonight. Jordan Zorzi. Have I missed that one? No. Sorry, I just had to check. My apologies. Would you please join me in congratulating the students who received 4 SACE subject merits? Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce the students who achieved merits in 3 SACE subjects. Once again, if you reserve your applause until the end, after all students have been introduced. Minister, I'm pleased to present Hamael Abid, who received merits in chemistry, biology and English. Charlie David Bear, who achieved merits in research project, business innovation and English, is unable to be with us tonight. Ella Benson, who is unable to be with us tonight also, but achieved merits in English, mathematical methods and research project B. Luca Canala, who received merits in English, specialist maths and physics, was unable to attend. Jackson Enrique Centenera, who received merits in business innovation, drama and research project B. Antonia Italia De Angelis, who received merits in biology, chemistry and physics. Joel Alexander De Pasquale, who received merits in biology, physics and research project B. Abigail Douglas, who received merits in political power and people, modern history and English literary studies. Yusuf Gurgis, who received merits in biology, chemistry and research project B. Brendan Shion Hall, who received merits in chemistry, mathematical methods and research project B. Carl Thomas Hodges, who received merits in chemistry, English and research project B. Thomas Hosking is unable to be with us tonight, and he received merits in chemistry, mathematical methods and physics. Caitlin Hai Huynh received merits in chemistry, physics and specialist mathematics. Emma Rachel Jenke received merits in chemistry, mathematical methods and physics. Kanyu Jia received merits in music performance ensemble, music performance solo and research project B. Valen Kostic received merits in robotic and electronic systems, research project B and mathematical methods. Caitlin Lamb received merits in chemistry, English and psychology. Vasiliki Lavaverich received merits in English Literary Studies, French Continuous and Biology. Noah Mitchell Launel received merits in Chemistry, Physics and Research Project B. Clarice Elise Lust received merits in Society and Culture, Psychology and General Mathematics. Jennifer Lee received merits in Chemistry, Psychology and Research Project B. Isabella Audrey Manillo is unable to be with us tonight and received merits in Biology, English and Psychology. Parizad Tariq Nevi received merits in Ancient Studies Research Project B in English Literacy Studies but was unable to attend tonight. Damiano Gabriela Parva received merits in Biology, English and Research Project B. Lucy Claire Percival is unable to be here tonight and received merits in English Literary Studies, Research Project B and Biology. Fong Ni Pham received merits in Research Project B, English as an Additional Language, and Industry and Entrepreneurial Language. Sebastian Rapuanu received merits in Research Project B, English and General Mathematics. Sienna Rawlings received merits in Research Project B, Child Studies and Business Innovation. Georgie Ruther received merits in General Mathematics, Information Processing and Publishing, and Business Solutions. Leah Romeo received merits in Child Studies, Religion Studies, and Research Project B. Nirbhik Singh Sandhu received merits in Workplace Practices, General Mathematics and Integrated Learning B, but was unable to be here tonight. Connor William Seifert received merits in Biology, Chemistry and Physics. William Selvanayagam received merits in Chemistry, English and German Continuous. Kate Amelia Simmons received merits in General Mathematics, Psychology and Business Innovation. Vian Sutians received merits in English, Psychology and Research Project B. Charlotte Warnock received merits in Psychology, Food and Hospitality and Modern History. Gary Welkalexov received merits in English, Mathematical Methods and Research Project B. Dylan Rosham Waswich received merits in Physics, Mathematical Methods and General Mathematics. Rune Chi Zhao received merits in Mathematical Methods, Modern History and Research Project B. Colleagues, please join me in congratulating the recipients of 3 Merit Subject Awards. Minister Boyer, thank you very much for joining me on stage and to present the multiple subject merits this evening. Let me welcome back now to the podium the Interim Chief Executive of the SACE Board, Michaela Bensley, to conclude this evening's proceedings.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Pam Ronan for being such an amazing MC for us this evening. Thank you, Pam. And thank you again to all the dignitaries that have given up their time to be here tonight and to be able to celebrate with the amazing students with us and the amazing young people that are in this room tonight. So thank you. This concludes the official proceedings for tonight's merit ceremony. So could I please ask you to be upstanding for the departure of the Governor of South Australia and the official party. Thank you. On behalf of the SACE Board, thank you for attending this special celebration and being with us this evening. And congratulations once again for all the young people who have achieved such amazing results. We wish you the very best in the future endeavours. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.